In our last tutorial video, we covered in creative mode. So in this one, we are going to cover survival mode. Starting from scratch, first time playing, and you want to go ahead and start in survival mode. We've gone through all our settings. If you didn't miss it, go back and watch it. Be sure to hit that like. So in survival mode, we'll go ahead and push start. And give it a second to load in. Like I said in the last video, it will all depend on how many mods you've got and how fast your system is, on how quick it loads in. Earth-like drop pad, moon drop, Mars drop, or space pod. We're going to go to Earth because why not? It's a nice groovy planet, right? And hopefully we'll land somewhere nice. Well, it's okay. At least we're on ice. Frozen water. Now, we start with a rover, where in creative mode you didn't start with anything. I should have pointed something out while we were coming down. Those little black dots that you saw in the water, let's see if I can pan out. We'll head over towards them. These little black dots that you see in the water, that's where ice really comes in handy, because they show up so much brighter. These are where your ore deposits are. So we've got gold, and silver. I saw silver down here. Yep, there's silver. So we've got gold and silver in these locations. Now, because we're in the rover, we can't process gold or silver. We'll have to build a basic refinery first. We'll come over here and look and see what's over here. See the little black dots make it easy to see. Magnesium. It's probably be nickel. Magnesium and nickel and silicone. And pretty much if you find a lake, it's going to have several ore deposits. And every time you spawn, you're going to spawn on a different location on the planet that you're spawning in. And here's our iron. Iron and cobalt. So this is actually a good place to set up because you're going to need iron, you're going to need cobalt, and looks like we're close to, let me zoom in. Yeah, it looks like we can get our rover out right here, so we should be able to drive it out. Just like that. All right, let's jump out. Go back into our first person. I shared it in a previous video, but let me go ahead and remind you. If you're wanting to remember where this is, you can set up a GPS. So our iron is right here. So to set up your GPS, push your D-pad, go over to GPS, and then it shows you down at the bottom what buttons to push. We're going to push our square for new from current position, and then you can name it, which in our case we're going to go ahead and name this iron. And we're going to name it cobalt, because we know cobalt is here as well. And we're going to put it in ice, because it's a ice lake. And that way we can spot that real quick on our HUD. And if ever you get confused, there's our respawn rover. Says it right up there. We could fly back, but we don't have a way to make our hydrogen as of yet. Because all we have is our survival kit. And it has it does have a hydrogen tank. Okay, well, good enough. And with our survival kit, you can come in and process food, but it's very limited. Kelp crisp. So that's the only thing you're going to be able to process is kelp crisp. So keep that in mind. And same thing with your components. You don't have a lot that you can work with, because we don't have like iron, metal grids, And if we look at inventory, we do have some iron, nickel, and silicon. So those have already been processed for you. Now let's look around. So we're going to put our jetpack on and come up and see if we see any thing that's close by. Need to keep an eye on our hydrogen so we're not walking back. And we died. We'll get our health back up. Run over and grab our body. Although I don't think that there was anything on it. So it says body location that way. And I show you this because you will die. Don't let it get to you. Don't let it discourage you. And we've got an unknown signal over that way, 5 kilometers. That will be worth checking out. We'll take our rover and go over there and do that. Do we have anything? Not really. We'll go ahead and collect it because in order to do tool upgrades, you have to turn in a tool. So once you build a basic assembler, we can turn in a tool. Several ways to get started on a planet. You can just, as soon as you land, just jump right into it, start drilling. We will probably at least start making something. So we'll drill down a little bit using our L2 to get rid of the dirt. Now we're actually collecting because we're using our R2 and square button to collect the stones. We'll collect a fair bit of stone here. You can see that little white thing over where our tools are. It's slowly going up because we're using a tier 1 drill. So the sooner you can upgrade your drills and your welders and your grinders, the faster that they'll work. Now see, I went down at a angle. Hey, Ant. I'm trying to do a tutorial for you because I know you just got the game. And I've had several other people message me and say that they're new to the game and they have no clue what they're doing. All right, so we go into production. We know that we need to make ingots first. And we know that we're going to need a lot of it. So we'll go ahead and hold our L1 and L2 down and push our X button to cue that many into it so that that just starts making gravel or starts making our ingots. Let's head over towards that. Try not to run into our hole that we did there. All right, so it says it is 5.7 kilometers that way. So that's not too far for us. Yeah, my last video that I did right before this one was in creative mode. Or, yeah, sandbox creative mode. To kind of give you an idea of, you can just get in there and just have fun, build without having to get any resources, have to worry about dying, anything like that. This, we're heading over towards that station over there, which is still 4 kilometers away. And while we're heading that way, we're looking to see if we can find any other ore deposits. Or boulders. Boulders are another thing. If you see a boulder just sitting there out in the distance, go and definitely check it out, because it will have nothing but, well, I say nothing but, it'll have primarily nothing but resources, and can't go across that. Not in this thing. There we go. I almost died. It tore up my rover anyways. But yeah, if you find a boulder, it's going to have a lot of resources, ores that are just right at the top of the surface. So you're not having to dig down and get a bunch of rock. Looks like we are getting a lot closer. Oh, there we are. Should be able to go down that way over here. Now where did that station go? Still that way. 2.73. And we started this one on the Earth-like planet. You can start in space, but we're in survival mode. Be sure to check out the, speaking of boulders, there's one now. And that one has nickel. So if we come up to it, I'm still hungry. I need to eat a kelp crisp. If we come up to it and we start drilling, see how it's shiny there? There's our nickel. So it's a quick, easy way of, but also keep in mind if you're on a hill, your rocks are going to start rolling down the hill. Because if I go into third, if I go into third person, you'll see on the screen my rocks are rolling. So you want to try to collect them, and you want to go on a side that you want to go on a side to where you're building a cavern, more like right here, down low, so that you've got a pit for your rocks to fall into. Just a side note. And I lost it again. There it is, over there. And typically, if you find one boulder, there's more around. And we're coming upon this station. Let me grab this food while we're here. Saw the bush. There's a berry bush. Because remember, food's going to be important. Let's go ahead and mark that there. And now if we want to split the stick, see, it shows you a box right there that has a lot of your instructions. So we're wanting to split this stack. Press your X and hold it. Now it pulls up a amount to add So I'm just going to add one for right now. I know you can't see it, or maybe you can. That way I can just eat it. That'll help with my hunger some. And we're off again. Because we're wanting to go over to this station here to see what we can find over there. And we're only 500 meters away from it. And hopefully we can get over to it. Should be able to. Get around some of these craters. And we can see that it is... Oh, look, we got nickel and magnesium right here. Now be careful whenever you're going to a... Thanks, buddy. Thanks, DP. DPG. Be careful whenever you're going up to a base. You don't know. See, it's got turrets right at the top. So don't do any grinding. Don't try to go in unless you're going to shoot the turrets. I need to get something else to eat. Let me eat 2 more of those. There we go. And see, there's another turret right there. Let me grab my weapon out of here. I think I have a weapon in here. Yep. Let me grab my pistol and some ammo. Because right now it's neutral, so it's not going to shoot at us. But the first time that we get aggressive with it, it's not going to like it. Also, inside the base, I'm real sure that there is a turret inside the base too. Now see, it says unclaimed blocks will despawn in 2 hours. So we got 2 hours to claim this block. My little pistol's not doing much of anything. But I got to be able to get in here. Access denied. Out of ammo. Well, grinder it is. We are fighting with our grinder. Let's see how this goes. One down. We got that one up there. As long as we can get underneath it, we are okay. There's another one. So we're okay out here now. Should be. I don't see any more turrets. But I do know that there's one inside there, because I've been inside that one before. Still can't access it. We'll get it below the now we can weld it back up, and it should be ours. There we go. Now, if I remember correctly, there's a turret right up there. Trying to remember. Well, we can find out real quick, won't we? Alright, so we've got some motors. There's some parts. Let's go ahead and claim the grid. And then we'll go into the control panel. And it's still owned by okay, so that's owned by me. There is a we're going to transfer all of that to me. Why does it still say that access denied? Do I have to? And I can't get into those. Yep, I thought there was a turret back there. Oh, I died. There's the turret. Did you see it?
Energy low.
So this is one direction that you can take as far as getting resources and starting your game. Another thing that you can do is we'll build some real quick. Is like on the previous tutorial, I showed you how to pull up your radio, align it to the local grid, and we want to change it to gravity. So now it's green. You can push your R2, place that block, pull out your welder, pull out your welder, go up to the block, and once it shows it up on the side of the screen, then you can start welding it. I need more steel plates so I can push my R2. It puts all the components into your build planner. Go in here, withdraw all components from Build Planner. So now I needed 17 more metal. Says I need 17 more metal. And there's our block. Now if you don't want to weld a block totally yet, you're like, well, I only have 60. Let me save some of those. You can still attach it. Now the reason it said unable to place is because there was an object in front of it, which right now the object is me. So just back up a little bit. Once it turns green, then you can place it. I know that was one of the questions that was asked, is why can't I place my block? Alright, so you can still leave it like that. It just doesn't look pretty. For a long time, I built everything this way, especially if I'm wanting to put up a windmill. Which I'm not sure if it's changed. I know that Optimize used to be 10 high, so you had to build it at least 10 to get the best wind flow. But now that they've added to where the wind speeds pick up and slow down, that changes the dynamics some. We can go into our wind turbine, grab it. Now it says we need interior plates, motors, grids, girders, compositions. So we'll come over here and let's produce some interior plates. We'll do a couple of them just to kind of get things started. See, once it turns green, then you can place it. Then you can pull your welder out. Right click. Or R2 click. Come down, add components to your blueprint. And everything that you need is already in there now. So all we have to do is mine some more iron. The ones that are in red is what you're low on. So I hope this answers some questions on getting started and how to place and how to find things. See, there's nickel and silicone just right here. I would love to take over this. This is a good scenario to come up with because we landed on the ice. So we've got ice to make hydrogen. We found a base that we can essentially take over. We've got silicon, iron, magnesium, and I can tell you this particular base, because I've seen it many, many, many times, is packed full of resources, as well as there is a assembler in there that's much better than your survival kit. So once you take over this, which you've got one more turret inside to get rid of, once you do that, then you'll have a real nice start to the game. All right. As always, for any questions, any comments, be sure and leave them down in the comment section. Hit that thumbs up button. Much appreciated. That helps everybody else find the video. And remember, be kind to one another. Love you guys. This is Triple D. We'll see you next time.